All right, we are here with Julia Lyles at Heritage Elementary. She is a third grade teacher, and we're going to ask her just a handful of questions here about how she helps personalization with students. So, the first question, Julia, is how do you use map tools like Student Profile and the Learning Continuum, things of that nature, to personalize learning for students?
I use the map tools, specifically the student profile, to go in to each domain. I call them, for example, number and operations in base 10 in math or algebraic thinking. You can go into each specific content area and figure out a plan for your students by going into their profile, looking at that content area, going by standard, so you can adjust the map view to look at the standards that they're ready for. And I look on the side, on the right side of the student profile, it says, are these skills that you want to develop, introduce, or support? And I always pick the develop because they're skills that I want to, that the students have some kind of understanding of, that I want to continue to develop. And it gives me a clear list of the standards that they are, they have holes in, and standards that they might be ready for above grade level. So I take these standards and I put them into a personalized plan for each student. It shows them, as well as myself, their goals for the steps that they need to take in order to master that content. And then we work together to go through each step. It might be a first grade standard that they need to work on, so they know that they have a gap that they need to fill, that we go back and work on before they can move on to the next standards.
Okay, our next question is giving examples of how you find instructional videos to match that content gap that's identified in MAP. How you find them, and then, of course, probably along with that would be maybe a couple of go-tos that have worked really well for you with students.
I always look online first before I recreate something, and if I find something that I like, that I think is quality, that is exactly what I want my students to be able to do, whether it's using manipulatives, drawing representations, or using abstract thinking, the video has to hit on the exact point, the expectation that I want my students to have when they're doing the work. If it doesn't meet my expectations of what I want them to do, then I create it myself. And I use a hovercam document camera that helps me quickly upload and create videos, and sometimes I use Screencast-O-Matic, which is free, and it's a great way to build those videos that you need, and it doesn't take any longer than maybe the 3 to 4 minutes that you create the video to create it and upload it. So if it's not quality, I don't use it.
Is there any particular pre-made videos, websites, or things of that nature that you find content-wise and rigor-wise seem to work for you well?
Yeah, I really like Learn Zillion, and I really like Khan Academy. A lot of times with those videos, I'll use Edpuzzle, where I can add my own commentary into a video. So if there's something that, if I really like the video, but there's something missing that I want to address, or maybe I want to, at the end, add some kind of reflection question or something extra to it, I can use Edpuzzle to add in my own thinking over top of the video. So that's helpful as well.
Great. All right. Our last big question is how you organize your time in the delivery of the instruction on a daily basis. So kind of giving us a global big picture there. How does that work for you? How do you organize that?
Okay. This year I'm on a vertical team, a 2nd through 5th grade team, and in the mornings, every morning we have our blended math class where our students work on their grade level content. In the afternoon we have something called fly time. This is an extra time for them to work on their personalized, what we call math pop, that allows them to go and fill gaps that they need, but also extend their thinking if they're ready for the next level of content. So in that afternoon time, we all, between the 4 of us, we make a plan on students that we need to meet with in a small group to fill gaps, and then we have a plan for students that we need to meet with in a small group to extend their knowledge. And we work between the 4 of us. If I have students in my classroom that are ready for a 5th grade standard, possibly, they would be meeting in a group with the 5th grade teacher to work on that standard to get what they needed at that time. So we really collaborate together as a team to make sure that we're hitting the goals that we need to for each student. Now, if we're not meeting with those students in a small group that day, they do have an online data bank that we've created that has videos, practice work, and assessments that they can go on their own and work on if they're not meeting with us. So this allows them to take ownership of that plan that they have and push themselves to either extend their learning or go back and fill holes that they have, because they know what their personal plan is and what their goal is to accomplish in that.
Great. Mrs. Lyles, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.